live.
Hey guys, welcome to EPS ParaTalk. I'm Freddie, and the man, the myth, the legend just got over here.
Yeah, right. Hey, I'm Robert with EPS. I'm the founder. Obviously, you have Freddie, and we have our special guest, Holly. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Don't talk too much. We'll start reminding us of certain people. Okay. Hey guys, thanks for joining us this morning. We're gonna give everybody a moment to go ahead and jump on with us while Freddie gets some things set up and shared. Holly, how you doing this morning?
Good.
Doing good? Awesome. Was that our page that I see? Where do we hit? What are we at? Are we at 6,000?
Yeah.
6,000 likes. Thanks so much, guys.
14.
Appreciate all those. Loving life with that, and love everybody that has joined us and been nice enough to go ahead and give our page a like.
Okay. Now let me share.
Now you can see yourself up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that work for you? Everything all right for you? Meet your needs?
Yeah.
You're so demanding to have in here, to get your little starlet little personality in here. You're setting all these demands that we have to do. We have Holly with us today. Holly we're going to be talking about youth and the paranormal. Holly does have abilities, which is pretty awesome to have out here with us. Give us another perspective to talk to. How long have you had abilities for?
Ever since I was 2 or 1, when I got pulled out of my mother's arms in the bed.
You were just telling me about that. We're going to come back to that in just a moment, because that's pretty wild to hear. It has to be something incredible. Quick shout outs. Bonnie, thanks for being on. Bonnie's one of our team members. David Flowers, thank you so much for being on, sir. Dina Lee. As we see some more, we'll throw some more up there. If you guys, again, this is very casual. Hi, Brenda, what's going on? Kim, thank you so much for jumping on. Cheryl, good to have you. You guys, anybody that's new that jumps on, feel free to go ahead and just type in, hey, give us something so we know you're there. We'd love to give you a shout out. Sam, thank you. We'll get started here in just a moment. Can you see the screen all right?
Yeah.
Can you read all the questions all right? If they start asking questions? Oh, well, I'll let you do that part. That'll be good. Let Freddie get a break from it.
No, he gets to do it.
He usually has to do that. Your light up ball over there is going off. Is there any reason that's going off over there? Again?
I still don't see nothing.
You don't see nothing over there?
Hey, Jeremy. Thanks for joining.
Jeremy, thank you very much for being on.
It froze.
What froze? Oh, we froze on the computer? That's all right. Still looks like it's going on. Guys, if you would, just give us a quick check. Can you hear us okay and see us okay? Just a quick thumbs up. Trying to work on that. Dory, thanks for being on. Oh, we unfroze. Look at there.
We unfroze.
That's good. That's good when we unfreeze. Can you say hi one more time to everybody out there?
Hello.
Casey, thanks for being on. Hey, Jeremy, thank you so much. Definitely glad to have you on. Things Paranormal Worldwide is part of what Jeremy has come up with. It's a fantastic group. It's who we're going to actually be part of their network with things, which would be incredible. Again, it's another way to network, reach out, and talk to and work with people from all over. Amber, Grounded Paranormal, we appreciate it. Janie Harris is obviously our team medium that you know very well. Getting to know. You got to talk to her a little bit earlier, didn't you? Yeah.
Hey, Melissa. Did you say hi, Melissa?
No, I did not say hi.
Grub, ain't seen her for a while.
Melissa, Robin, Linda, thanks for being on. Melody. So we have 2 topics in particular we're going to talk about. You guys can feel free about asking questions if you want. We are going to be talking about youth in the paranormal, including those with abilities, or those that get lucky awful lot. Is that what it is? See, she gives me the same glare Janie gives.
Right.
And also investigating your own home. A lot of people are on lockdown. So we thought, hey, let's talk about it and kind of give the pros and cons and the do's and don'ts about investigating your own home in case you're sitting home and you think, you know what, why don't we do this?
Right.
Which one do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about either one first?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Holly, we're in front of a TV. We need to... I thought you're going to want to be a part of our movie. Aren't you going to go ahead and jump in on that? Told you, this is your debut right now.
This is it.
So go back to, tell me a little bit more about what happened, because I was just a starter when you started talking about it. Vicky wants to give a quick shout out. I was kind of surprised when you were 1 or 2 years old. Your mom was holding you. She was in the bedroom.
In the bed. Like we were sleeping and she was holding me and I got pulled down.
You got pulled down. Now, is that something you remember your mommy telling you, or do
My
you?
mom telling me.
Okay, that's really important to know. I really want to have an idea if you remember something, or if you remember your mommy telling you about it. Okay, can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Awesome. You're awesome. That's great. That's all we need to have. So what happened at that time that your mommy told you? You were basically pulled out of her arms and.
I wasn't told until a year ago.
Okay, about a year ago.
Yeah.
And you're how old again?
10.
You're 10. Are you thinking about whether or not you're 10?
I am.
Okay.
I'm thinking about something else.
Bill, thanks for being on with us. You cracked me up. Now, has there been anything scary?
No, not really.
Not really. Anything made you uncomfortable? You know, what? All right, let's start from scratch so people know where you're at. What is you have abilities? So, what kind of abilities do you have? What can you do that I can't do? Stop. A lot of things. I knew that was coming. I set that one up. She said,
Yeah.
"You might be in our movie after all." Go ahead.
I can see them and partly communicate with them.
Now, okay, when you see them, do they look like Freddy sitting next to you or myself? They don't have to be scary like us, but I mean, in general.
They look like shadows sometimes, and sometimes you can see the figure of them.
Okay. Do they look solid like we are? I mean, do they look...
Sometimes.
Okay.
It depends, like where you are with the like the lighting.
Lighting has something to do with it? Okay. Do you usually see them in the daytime or nighttime?
Both.
Oh, you see them in both?
Quick shout out to Colette and Tim, and also the Haunted Trails of Gettysburg. Thank you guys for joining.
Any time frame so far for Haunted Trails, or you guys obviously because of the lockdown, you guys not able to go ahead and get anything really set up yet for opening? Just out of curiosity. Tim, thank you so much for being on, buddy. Definitely appreciate that. Again, one of the founders of Things. So, you see them in daytime and nighttime.
Yes.
Any more at one time or the other? I mean, do you see more of them at nighttime or more of them in daytime?
More of them around maybe dawn.
Okay, early morning?
Yeah.
Are you even awake at that time?
Yeah.
I thought you liked to sleep. I want to get the truth out of you, okay?
Sometimes.
Sometimes you're awake, but you...
And other times I'm asleep.
Some of us would be very jealous about that. Robin was talking about her daughter had Darkman interact with her on and off for several years. So she had... Do you know of any of your friends that have abilities?
My friend Amara.
Has abilities?
Yeah.
You think she does, or really
She does.
Oh, really? Pretty sure about that one?
Yes.
Okay. See why I love youth? I mean, they're so much fun. They really are. Who do we have on? Mark? I'm sorry, I missed that one. Is it?
Mark,
I can't read it.
it's Marie.
Marie, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
The green is just killing me right now. I cannot see on the monitor back there. Haunted Trail said what? Depending on the virus and the way it goes, hopefully early May they'll be opening up. So if you're anywhere near Gettysburg or you're planning to go to Gettysburg, Haunted Trails is awesome. They've got a great location. I believe it was like 8 acres. I think it's 7 on one side and 1 across the street. But they have basically a cellar area of the house that you can do, and they have plenty of stuff on the outside. So I know you went on a couple of trips as far as, with Freddie. You guys drove around the battlefield, and you did a church.
And one trip with my grandmother. I don't remember where we went, but we went to some building hospital old thing.
An old hospital?
Yeah, thing.
What is the neatest place you've been, or let's say the most active place? Where have you seen the most ghosts? Or spirits, whatever you want to call it.
The battlefield that Freddie recently took me to.
And you saw a lot of them out there? You were talking about 2 of which you saw when you guys were over there. You want to give a little rundown on that? What do they look like?
they looked like war men, and they were wearing sort of like a war suit, and they had a type of gun that sort of looked like a rifle in their hands.
Now, when you say a war suit, what does a war suit look like to you?
An old Navy suit, like sort of, but not like that. I don't know how to explain that.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did you see them pretty good?
Yes.
Do you remember, did they have long sleeves?
Yeah.
That come all the way down to their hands?
And they were like soaked in blood.
They were soaked in blood?
Yeah.
As in blood. Like no other kind of blood, just that red blood? Not like purple or green blood? I know. You're going, wow, what is wrong with this guy?
A lot of things is wrong with you.
You want to say hi to Grandma real quick?
Hi.
See how well she knows me? She just met me. I love it. It's great. All right, so tell me a little bit more. Was there any buttons on their jacket?
Yes.
You tell me.
Golden buttons.
Golden looking buttons?
It's
Well,
a-
the reason I ask,
Hello? I don't know.
as an investigator, if the only way I can tell, I don't want to put things in your mouth. You have to tell us what things look like, because I can't see
It
them.
was like the tiny thing, like a button. Like
Okay.
the tiny thing, but it was like a lot.
I mean, was there like only one, or was there a bunch
There
of
was
them?
a whole bunch. Down this way. I don't know.
Did
Like
they go down straight, or was there multiple?
straight.
Okay, dude, don't have to get all offensive and everything. I'm just asking.
I have a couple questions for Holly.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
From Sam is, how did she come to terms with her ability?
Come to terms. I think about it for a while, and if I see something, then I try to organize in my mind if I've seen it before or what I've seen of it, and then it kind of gives me a clue of what I'm seeing or where I'm seeing it in that room at the time.
Well, when you first started, when you thought you first, how did it come across? Did you start seeing people first?
Seeing people first, and having things get moved around, and when I got pulled out of the bed.
Well, when you got pulled out of the bed, you were too young to remember,
Yeah.
right? So we kind of got to set that one aside. So things that you remember for yourself. When did you first start? About how long ago did you first start noticing anything moving or seeing somebody?
Moving my dresser clip when I lived in a huge building. My dresser clip started to rattle, and there was nothing there. We didn't have any animals at that time.
Okay.
And then my second one was I put a basket in my mom and dad's room, and then it ended up in my room the next day. But no one moved it or anything.
Now, how did that make you feel? Did you think of anything about that, or just was curious about why is
it
it?
made me feel really curious. And then the next few days, I saw people in front of me.
Okay,
I
just
didn't
so
know what to
so
do.
you guys are on the same page. This is all new to me. I mean, we talked for a couple of minutes, but we didn't talk about these details. So this is all it's new to me too. I'm learning
You
as we
didn't
go.
ask me those questions.
I'm sorry I didn't ask you those questions.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So how long after the furniture moving, the things moving,
Yeah.
did you start seeing people?
What age?
What guess?
What age? Oh, about 4.
Around 4.
Yeah.
And you remember that?
Yes.
Sure you remember that, or are you just
Yes.
telling me that?
I remember a lot of things from
Okay,
when I was
I'm
4.
just I can't remember when I was 14, much less 4.
You're old.
I know, you're absolutely right. She calls it like it is. I love it.
Right.
Sandy, thanks for being on, sweetheart. Appreciate it.
I have another question from Bonnie for Holly. Did the spirits seem to want to talk to you, or did they just stand looking at you
Sort of
and not speaking?
Sort of like they wanted to communicate, but they couldn't.
So, can you explain that? I know I'm pulling out of you, but we're curious about it. How does that work? I mean, how do you know they want to communicate?
You feel that they want to do something, and then you get kind of frustrated about it, and then they start you start hearing voices randomly.
Okay. And have you ever had a voice or a spirit that you could hear the voice actually talk to you? Could you actually hear them talk to you?
Like
me talking to you, could you actually make out what they were saying?
no, but I could hear small voices.
Oh, my voice is too big? She's got those eyes again. Hey, Wild Bill, thanks for being on.
And another time that I experienced, it was with, dang it, can't remember now.
See,
I
you're
was
getting
just
old
gonna
too.
say
Look
it.
there.
No.
See how it happens? It
I'm
happens.
way younger than you.
Yes, you are, but you're already having the problems I have.
No.
It just slips your mind.
You have a lot of problems that I don't have.
Okay, this is going to be a very short interview at the rate we're going. Jerry, I'm sure she probably will. So, Sam was asking, can you said they're little voices, but can you make out any of the words?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It depends, like, maybe how close they are. I don't know.
What is the closest you've seen a spirit or ghost or whatever on the other side? You know, what's the closest they've been to you?
Like here.
Oh, so they've been within like 2 feet of you?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Simple.
It's simple for you. Remember, we don't see things like
Yeah,
that.
because both of you are old.
It has nothing to do with our age,
Yes,
for
it
goodness
does.
sakes. No. Look, Janie, would you tell her it does not have anything to do with age? Would you please jump in here at any time?
Wow, Bill, she is 10 years old. 10 and a half, I'm sorry.
Well, she had to think about whether or not she was 10
Right.
earlier. She's
Yeah.
sitting there,
10, yeah.
Okay. So she's 10 and a half years old. Let's not miss the half there, okay? It's very important.
Right.
I'm getting it in there for you. Don't get mad at me. Gosh, relax. This is supposed to be for fun. I see me getting a short end of the stick on this one.
Yeah.
She's like, we have to take away all blunt and sharp objects away from her. I don't want
At this
either one
time,
of them.
sorry, guys.
So, do they come to you more often at your house or when you're out of the house?
Out of the house or with my family, like the most. Like they'll irritate me when I'm with my family.
Okay, I'm a little bit lost on the answer to that one, though. Because you should be with your family at your house, right?
Yeah, but like when we're crammed in a room,
Okay, when you're in a room, what happens?
like they irritate me. I don't know how to explain that.
Your family or the ghosts?
When I'm with my family, the spirits irritate me.
The spirits do.
I don't know how.
So, okay, well, tell me, explain to me how do they irritate you? What's something they do, so I know what to do?
Like mess with me.
Do they push on you?
No.
Okay.
Like move things that I'm using.
More so moving things?
Yes.
Okay. And why does that irritate you? Is it usually your stuff?
Yes. Irritates me.
You got it now.
There you go.
We're on your track now. We got you.
Again, like I say, we're just trying to learn it.
Mhm.
Jonathan! Hey, Jonathan, thank you so much for being on. Jonathan's working with an IT for update for the ITC
See that. Can't
collaboration.
wait to see how it.
He sent me, and I've yet to be able to get it to open, and I have not talked to him about it yet, but I can't wait to use the next version. I watched him do a live demonstration with it, and that was pretty awesome, and he got some very interesting clips right offhand as he was going through. Anybody seen Philip on yet, by chance?
I haven't seen him yet. So.
If you see Philip jump on, let me know, please. I definitely would appreciate that. If you have any questions for Holly, feel free to throw them out there. Hopefully she can get mad at you and not at me so much.
Or me.
You're doing fantastic. Seriously, you're doing really, really well. Freddie, you're doing really, really well. Just let you know.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Scroll through it.
I am.
Seriously, having children with abilities, it's not like we would take them to all locations, don't get me wrong. I definitely believe in having children in general, in the youth, in the paranormal field. I enjoy it, and there's a couple of benefits. One, if people were actually worked with, if we had the information that we know now, if we had it back even in our teens, 20s, 30s, it's amazing how far we could possibly help bring the field with our knowledge that we had, now as opposed to back then. At the same time, for anybody who's going to go in the field, whether you're an adult or you're a child, proper supervision is huge. To me, that's a big rule of thumb, especially with the youth. I'm not taking any youth out unless they have proper supervision. I want to know the area. You don't want to go to a location that's got a bad person on the other side, do you? A bad spirit?
Yes, I do.
I'm really liking Holly a lot. She really fits right in with our group. Why do you say that? Why would you say you want to go where there's a mean
Because
person?
I want to communicate with them, so maybe they could change their attitudes like you.
You saying I have attitude?
Yes, I do.
Wow, even the 10-year-old picks up on attitude.
Hey, we can't insult the founder of the group. Okay, this is his
I
show.
can insult
okay?
you and you.
Yeah, you can insult me. You can't insult the
I
founder.
can insult you. I
Play
can
through,
insult
Holly. Play through. You're
Anyhow.
doing wonderful.
Um,
What you got?
other people said they started seeing them at 4 years old as well. So
Okay, so that seems to be a pretty
be a common thing.
now. It's between people that have had experiences when they were young, and start and develop from there. Again, like you say, 4 years old.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine remembering at 4 years old.
Well, it's probably because I'm old, but
Yeah.
I can't remember a lot of stuff happened in my younger years, like
Right.
hardly anything. Like so, but
And
probably
then
'cause of my
after
age.
a life-threatening near-death experience, that has triggered off a lot of other people,
Right.
even much older, to be able to have the a
Yeah,
gift.
because they'll have a heart attack from it.
I'm saying older people have started learning, being able to pick up on things. Okay. The vote, we'll have a vote at the end. We're going to vote her off the island, or...
Denali
Here's so much
has, I'm sure that's a pain in the butt when the spirits is moving stuff around, especially if you're trying to find it and they do it
Yeah.
just to be funny, or they are keeping you up.
At a lot of locations we do, for investigations, we talk to people around the world. And, there's a lot of people that ended up, especially one person in the house, it seems like spirits like to pick on that person and move things or hide things. Like for adults, keys. Like we like to go out and drive our car, so they like to hide our keys.
Bonnie has one, and we kind of discussed it earlier. Question for Holly: How do your parents deal and support your abilities?
My stepdad doesn't, but my mom does. She's scared of it though, so she stays away.
So she's uncomfortable with it, you would say?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because you told me because it
Scares her.
it scares her. Yeah.
What do you think, how does that make you feel that it scares, like, your mom or anything? Does that
Uh,
worry you? Are you okay with it?
I'm okay with it.
Beautiful, beautiful. You understand why some people are scared of the paranormal?
No.
You don't understand that?
No.
Kind of like if they can't see anything, it kind of makes them feel weird that there's something there that they can't see.
No.
Would you feel weird if there was something in front of you that you couldn't see, but yet you could see things moving around?
No, because I can still talk to it.
But do you remember what you said earlier? What's the first way that kind of irritated you when you started seeing
When it moves things around.
and you couldn't talk to it yet?
Yeah,
Did that bother you?
time. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is it's the same thing for your parents and for adults. If all of a sudden something's moving, I'm going to go, oh, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to get the camera out and start trying to take pictures of it. But if something starts moving, a lot of adults are going to go, oh my gosh, what is that? Because they don't see what's doing it.
It's a mouse.
We're just going to do a show with her. Let her do her own show.
Let her give you.
What did Jeremy have?
Jeremy has. We have a youth member on our team as well. He started at 13. He's 14 now, and with the training and knowledge he's getting will help him be a much better investigator than the rest of us when he gets to be our age.
Sincerely, I
Right.
really, that's one of the points we're really pressing about, because I think it's ridiculous to limit the ability that somebody has. Again, we have some fantastic people. We've talked to some fantastic young investigators that their drive is incredible. Now, they might lose their drive for it. They might lose their curiosity, but if they don't, how much knowledge they'll have
Right.
will make them.
We have another young lady that's
Yes.
10, almost 10, 9, 10.
She's 9, right? She
Nine-
should be
nine
10
and a
by
half,
now.
probably 9 and a half, 10 years old.
She should be 10 by now.
But she's more on the likes to do the investigating side of things, like
Yep.
what you and I.
Who is? You can
would
say
do.
her name.
Yeah, Lacey.
Lacey. She actually has been on an investigation with us when we were doing the KOA, because she lived at the KOA,
yeah.
on the grounds.
She doesn't have the abilities. She just likes the investigation part of the thing. Where Holly has the ability part of things. So, and Holly wants to go on an investigation with us
At night.
at night.
At night.
Not during the daytime, people. We're going at night.
David, as far as a minimum age that I
Yeah.
would consider, typically I would target around 10 years old. In all sincerity, when Lacey's dad brought her over, and for the past year, again, you have to understand, they live right next to the haunted house that we were going to do the investigation at. They live on the property. And Lacey, I thought she was 10. She ended up being 9. You get the same general premise, though, out of what I'm saying. She's been in that building more than most of the adults around have been in that building, and she's very mature as an investigator. Her dad brought her over just to show how serious we are. He just wanted to show her, as we were getting ready to set cameras up and we started getting our equipment out. She's been really infatuated with the shows, so he's like, look, you can actually see them set up. And he was very cool about it. He's like, we don't want to get in your way, I apologize. Well, I love showing anybody, and I don't care what their age. If they're inquisitive about it, I want them to be part of it, because I want to desensitize the youth. That's your best chance you have at desensitizing somebody, is to put them in that environment. We knew the area, everything was going well at the time. I was very confident. Janie is a big safety net for me. Her being our team medium, her accuracy is amazing, and she can tell me ahead of time when we have something that we're going to have to watch out for. Everything was good at this particular location at this time. So I immediately, as soon as he started telling me, her dad started telling me, how interested she was, I invited her to go ahead and sit in on an investigation with us. Her mom and dad would be watching from right next door. They'd just go ahead and pull the computer up and watch us. And Lacey did fantastic. I mean, I explained to her, hey, give it about 20 seconds in your head in between questions. She took her time, she asked questions, and she got the interaction.
Right.
Which sometimes youth or different people that are not intimidating will get you better results.
Better, yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's a great point. So typically around 10, but it really depends on the individual. I mean, you can definitely have, you can have a 14-year-old that is so immature I would never take them out there, and yet you could have a 9-year-old that's very inquisitive that really wants to go.
Now, sidetracked a little bit, we'll also talk on the fact that I know before talking to your grandmother and stuff like that, it was very uncomfortable for you to talk about her abilities because she didn't know how people would react. And I know we talked about that before with other people. People didn't believe what we did, this, that. It was kind of, no one wanted to say anything. But it's good to see that people wanted to talk about it and get out there. So,
well, to that point, you were nervous about talking about it because you didn't know how people would think of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I wasn't. But I had to think about it.
What about now? I mean, do you feel better when people ask you or asking questions about it? Do you feel strange or weird because you can see things and other people can't?
No.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Good.
That's real important to us because some adults do. Some grown-ups feel like they're really... No, I'm serious. I'm being honest with you. Any adults on right now, in all sincerity, I really want to know, just because I'm trying to explain this to Holly, when you found out you had abilities, did you feel strange or feel weird about it, like something was wrong or you didn't fit in? If so, can you just give me a thumbs up, if you don't mind? Just give me a thumbs up. Jonathan was talking about growing up with experiences as a child.
Chris T has something. Holly, what, if anything, you like to do with your gifts as you get older? Her daughter is 12 with abilities.
So what would you like to do? You have gifts.
What you guys do.
What's that?
What you guys do.
You would like to go and investigate houses and help people? Explain that a little bit more, then I'll explain a little bit more of what we do. So what does it mean to you? Like, okay, how can you help with your gifts?
Like, help them by maybe clearing bad things that are just
I
messing
really
with it.
like her. Right.
Like, clearing those things and then maybe having them get comfortable with the fact that it was in their house.
Okay. Do you think, okay, we know spirits, we know there's a lot of good spirits, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a lot of good spirits? From what you've seen, how many bad spirits to how many good spirits? If I had 5 spirits in here, how many would probably be bad? None. Right. Beautiful. That was not set up. That's her honest answer. Right. So, sometimes spirits want to live in the same house. Agreed?
Yeah.
They don't want to leave. So, like you say, helping people understand they're not bad is a big deal, right? Letting the people making them comfortable in their house. Would you like to be able to make your mommy really comfortable? She says, hold on, that's at home. Hold on. I can't do that.
I like her scared. It's funny.
What?
It's funny.
Well, you better make sure you need some brownie points now because see, she's the one that lets you come out here and talk, hang out with us, and do
But
this.
it's hilarious.
You're not supposed to say that where she can hear it. Okay? What's
Well, I
hilarious
hope
about it?
he hears it then.
Okay, when she gets off of being grounded, we'd love to have her back.
And then in that case,
They can't ground.
Bill needs her
They can
on
only take the tablet away. That's it. They can't.
Bill wants her on his show now.
She's a trip. She's awesome. Anybody that has children with abilities, in all sincerity, all parents are not comfortable with it. And our biggest, in matter of fact, this is a question I really want to get to. It's an avenue I did talk to Holly about a little bit, so I want to make sure we go back there. What did Bill have? Wild Bill?
I'm glad there's young people out there interested in the field. We need someone to carry on with that, what the older generation has learned and discovered. So.
Absolutely agree. Couldn't agree more. Oh, you got 57 comments to go
Yeah,
there, buddy. Start rolling through the comments. We're going to try to catch everybody's comments. We're going to start picking up the pace a little bit as you go through. Let me know when you get to some of the ones that need to be talked about. All right. What I was asking you is if you turn around and you have a spirit, do you think, or you see something in your house,
Yeah.
do you think you should tell your mom or your daddy?
Sometimes. I don't.
You told me you didn't. A lot of times you don't tell anybody about it. Who do you tell? Do you tell anybody?
No. Besides myself, if that counts as a person.
You do count as a person.
Okay.
Well, let's say a half a person. How about that? Okay, I was trying to be nice, and then you do that. You got another question? You're
Yeah,
right.
Janie. She should never be in a location where there is evil spirit. Evil will play on her being young and use her. So.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Can I comment something?
No. I think it's better if you don't say anything. But again, I want to get back to that for a minute. Do you talk to your grandma very much? Do you ever talk to her about this?
Sometimes.
Do you talk to her about
Sometimes.
what you can do? So how would she feel if you told her about anything you see in your house or anything?
I don't know. I'm not her.
Well, I mean, you know your mom and your stepdad, so that's why I was asking. What about Freddie? How do you think he would feel?
I don't know. I'm not him.
Do you think you could talk to him?
Probably.
I would hope you know that answer by now. What I'm getting to is I think it's really important for anybody who is young that is getting in the field, or not even in the field as far as not trying to be in the field, but has abilities. I think it's very, very important to open up, to make sure you keep that open communication with your son or daughter, even when they're young, because maybe it's not just a imaginary friend. Maybe they do have abilities, and some of the negative does play in a really bad way. Quick shout out,
Ronnie,
thanks for being
also
on.
Seeker's on.
Seeker, thanks for being on, buddy. Stay safe out there, man. I know it's getting crazy in some of the places, so just stay
And
safe.
if I missed anybody joining, welcome aboard. So.
You're a little fidgety, aren't you? It's all good. Yeah, she's definitely got some very good sarcastic humor to her. It's really wild. We do not come across very many. Quick shout out.
Shout out to Jacqueline. Thanks for joining.
We don't come across a lot of children that, heck, I don't come across a lot of adults that really welcome anything nasty, let's just say, so it's kind of different. We definitely want to be careful about that. We don't want kids to get into a location, especially anybody with abilities can definitely be more of a target for something very, very negative. So that's very important. I need you to understand, and you got to agree, if you really want to hang out with us more in the future,
Yeah.
you got to make a deal with me right now. You got a pinky shake. If you see or hear or know of something in your house, or something starts coming to you that bothers you or anything like that,
Yeah.
you need to at least tell Freddie.
Okay.
Pinky swear.
Yeah.
No. Give me your
I don't
pinky.
know how to do that.
You give me your pinky, just like that.
Oh, that makes no sense. It makes no sense.
You're not going to be in the movie at that point. Okay, keep it up.
It makes
Keep it up.
no sense.
Quit worrying about sense.
Philip is on.
Fill it
Yeah.
up. Fill up. Thank
Hey,
you
Philip.
very much for jumping on with us. We appreciate that very, very much. Janie was talking about she felt like an outcast as a child, and even most of her 20s. That's very, very important to know. Craig, thanks for joining us. Get the book, Light the Way, about spirit rescue work. I think she may have a calling for service. Philip, glad you had an opportunity to jump on. This is Holly. Holly is 10 years old, and she's she definitely fits right in.
You want to say hi to Philip? Say hi, Philip.
What are you giggling about? Are you just saying hi, Philip? Why are you looking at me like what? What do you think I'm judging you or something?
No.
Are you nervous still?
No.
You having fun yet?
I have something in my brain.
What do you have in your brain?
Okay.
If it's nice.
Dang it.
All right, put it back in there.
Well, it's sort of nice. You
Okay.
may have 10 cents, but you don't have 2 cents. Is that nice?
Moving right along.
No more soda for you.
Evidently, she's had way too much.
Oh, way too much. I took like 5 cents.
Uh,
I'm tired.
who's responding right now is Elite Paranormal Society. When you get a chance, just let us know who that is. Just go ahead and keep going down. We're just trying to catch up. Gina, thanks for jumping on.
Janie can't see you in the picture, but everybody else can.
Hold on. Are we doing this again?
That's good.
Hey, Janie, close the other eye. Okay. I love the fact that some people have their kids and their family, and that's one of the reasons why we want to put this out there. It's, you know, I hear so many adults, relax, Nancy. I don't want everybody getting seasick watching you bebop back and forth. Try to hang in there.
Try to sit still, sweetie.
It's really important, though. You know, we see so many adults that are so uncomfortable because they're having abilities. So we really want to make sure that if they're uncomfortable, just how uncomfortable are the children? And then listening to people who have grown up with it and how it... Janie doesn't have sound now. Everybody else have sound. If you do, go ahead and give a thumbs up. Janie, you're going to have to log off and come back on. I don't know. The camera's the same camera. I don't know why you can only see Freddie and not me. That makes no sense. But we've been there before.
There's no audio issues at all, according to whoever.
Now, we've changed. We're running through the phone right now. As far as anybody that's tracked with us before, we started having audio issues for a couple weeks, so I wanted to go back. Let's go. Adam, thanks for being on, buddy. Appreciate that. Do you think that a person's... Go ahead.
Date might have something to do with seeing the paranormal.
I personally do not. I'm not a believer in that. What do you think, Freddie?
I don't know. I think it... I mean, there are a lot of people have different birth dates that are
It's a
into it,
pretty
so,
full
yeah.
spectrum of birth dates. I want to take a moment while I've got Philip on right now. Philip in particular, I definitely want to throw this out to you. You know, certainly love and light, prayers of comfort to you. Unfortunately, Philip has just lost his mother. Him and his sister had been there with her, you know, providing comfort to her,
Right.
you know, at her last days and whatnot. You know, Philip, by all means, if there's anything you need, I can't say enough. I mean, I wish I could take away anybody who's lost anyone whatsoever that's been dear to them. I absolutely keep you in our prayers. You know, obviously she finds comfort. I wish I had more to say to you, brother, in all sincerity, but you know, hang in there. And if you need to talk about anything, please feel free to reach out. But love and light to Philip in particular. Thank you so much for always being there. Support us. Now we want to support you. So. It's good she has support. I think support is a really big deal. Working off what Jonathan was just putting on there, just keep going down. I'm gonna try to catch him as you go down. Bonnie's seeing something behind. That's fine. I think support is extremely, extremely important though. And even if they can't get it in the house, they need to have somebody that the parents know that are fine with it that can go ahead and support. Philip needed a distraction. We got a crazy distraction right here. Okay. What?
Sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
What about you two?
The figurines, they don't like. Alright, well, the figurines are having issues. Let me... Hey, look. Who wrote that book? Son of a gun.
Well, that's a surprise. You can't even write anything.
Man, you don't have to be so harsh. Wow. How much conversation have y'all been having? Has this been something you want to tell me about there, Freddie? I mean, you want to let it go right now? You can let it out.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Alrighty.
You get me edge already, huh? It's a long walk back to Hagerstown, huh?
Somebody heard something. What did I heard it too? Carolyn, did you see anything of what they were talking about? What they heard?
Hearing light.
Let us know. What do you say? Anything here?
Oh, they heard a zip tie.
The little tiny things haven't moved. That's what I know. The tiny light up things haven't moved.
They haven't turned on anymore?
Ever since those 5 times. I didn't count.
Okay, we got one light up all over there, and you put one up on the rack over there, right?
Yeah.
I know the one in the chair went off a few times while we've been sitting on
Yeah,
early.
but that one hasn't.
Haven't lately. Sitting healing. So they heard like a zip tie or something, you said?
Yeah, somebody heard like a zip tie.
I was moving the books and the figurines, so maybe that caused somebody here. I don't know if it was at the same time.
No, it was before the books stuff.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Cute little figurines, right?
Mhm.
They look like cute little figurines.
No.
What do you mean they don't look like cute? Why not? What's wrong with them?
1, they're old. 2, they're made of glass.
Why do you say they're old? Maybe they were just made last week.
Look at them. It looks like
Oh, the
you.
age. It's the age-wise.
Yeah.
Look,
It looks
this
like
is good. Now this looks like me, okay? All right. You're having way too much fun at this.
Yeah.
How much prep did Freddie do when you came here?
Maybe she's prediction of that's what you'll look like when you get older.
Do you see?
It's what
Do you know
it
how
looks
I am
like
about my
now.
hair? And I've already got an area. And
Right, and it's red. I mean, if you look at it. Just saying, brother.
You might want to keep scrolling over there and see if we have any other comments.
Nope, not yet.
I have one.
Casey says she's heard the zip tie 4 other times. There's...
Sit down. What?
Somebody said it sounded like it might be like a notification coming through on the phone.
Okay, maybe it...
Could be.
I've got the tone all the way down, so maybe it like a vibrate sound.
Probably.
All right, let's just say that's what it is, okay? Because it could be through the phone. That's a possibility. So we'll just... Because we haven't had anything other anomalies audio-wise.
Besides the little light up things.
Well, those have gone, and we try to debunk those.
Get more light up things. Put them everywhere.
No, we don't need all that many everywhere.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, Jeremy, I agree. I think it's the notifications on the phone because we cannot see the phone from where we're at, so that's probably all it is. So, guys, do me a favor. Please disregard that.
Philip, take care, buddy. So.
Philip, again, if there's anything you need, seriously, feel free to reach out if there's anything we can do for you. You obviously know we're here. Love and light, Philip.
Take care, buddy.
So, let me ask you a question. We have people on here right now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we have anybody on here that has abilities?
Yes.
I'm putting you on the spot. Do you really think somebody on here has abilities?
Yes.
Do you know who they are?
Can you tell?
Well, you already know Janie does. That's
And I don't know anyone else.
okay. That's fair. That's more than fair.
Yeah.
See, I want to put you on the spot because I want to see if you're going to tell the truth all the time.
Bah.
I know, but we need to again, for us in this business, truth means
do.
everything. Because if somebody lies to us, they don't go with us anymore. Right. You know that, right?
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know what your brain has.
I'm telling you, if you are going to go in the field with us sometime, you want to go on an investigation, right?
Yeah, at night.
That's fine. I know you want to go on a night investigation, but listen to me closely. If you tell me, if you lie to me,
I don't.
I know. Please,
Just
I'm just trying to set this so everybody else can understand. If you lie to me about something, like you say you see something you really don't, then you never go on another investigation.
Then how would I see it? That's
People
my
do.
question.
I
Then how
understand.
would I see it?
People will sit there and say, some people don't really have abilities. They want the attention because they see people as being special that have abilities. So they'll say they see something or they feel something, and sometimes they really don't. Even adults, because they feel like they need to. And so what I'm telling you is what's really big and really important to me, one of the biggest things that's most important to me is the truth.
Yeah.
If you see something and you want to say it, that's great. if you don't see anything, we talked about this earlier. I don't ever
Yeah.
want you to give me an answer that's not true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What you got?
Real quick, got something from her mom.
Okay.
Okay, she sent me a
Ooh, from my
thing.
mom.
You went to a friend's house once and told them there was something bad in their house.
Oh yeah.
Do you
And
want to?
there was a shadow in the closet, and Mom had a picture on her phone. I don't know if she still has it, but it had like all the eyes from the basement. I think they had a basement from under their porch. I don't know.
Okay.
Under their house. I
But
don't
at their
know what
house,
it's
there was something you felt was really bad.
called. Yeah, and it was in the closet. And I told Mom to go downstairs. She wanted to go downstairs. She wouldn't listen to me.
Okay. Well, again, everybody doesn't want to go where the creepy things are. Okay, it's okay. We can't give Mom a hard time for that or anybody else. Okay.
No.
I can.
We'll leave that to you. If you get grounded, that's on you. But same thing
I
though.
don't get grounded.
But understand, if you started acting up at home, and we wanted you to go on a investigation with us,
They would say no.
okay,
Right.
because we'd say no too
Yeah.
if we found out.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's really important.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you can to keep Mom and Dad or anybody else happy. That's fair
Yeah.
because they are there to help you.
Hey, Deborah, thanks for joining.
Sometimes.
Deborah. Truth, definitely one of the main rules. I didn't see what the other one he had. Integrity in this field is huge, so I want to make sure. Deborah. That's a good question. Does Holly... No, Bonnie, as far as, unless she actually goes ahead and points it out, I won't go ahead and put anything in her head to see. She has not pointed anything out to that as of
No.
yet. Did you already read the comment?
Yeah.
What was the comment?
Did Holly see the something man with
All right.
eyebrows or something? I don't know.
I don't think I like the fact that you can see the monitor to read.
Right.
You're just old.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Seeker talking about shadow people, just watching out for the negativity from what can be on the shadow
She's
people.
caught you.
Okay, so it was in a closet.
Yeah.
Anything else that you can remember from that one?
No.
Is that
Like, I wouldn't go near the person's daughter. I would not go near her.
near the daughter?
Yeah, there's something dead in her. I would not go near her.
What do you mean there's something dead in
I don't
her?
know. I just felt like that. I didn't go near her.
How old was the person's daughter, would you
I
guess?
don't know.
Say-
She looked like 4 to 5.
Oh, so she was younger, much younger.
Yeah. But I would not go.
You just had a bad feeling around her?
Yeah.
Now, when you have a bad feeling, do you just feel it in your head or do you feel it anywhere else?
Everywhere, like shaking.
You start shaking?
And weird. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really important to learn that because what you're going to find out is if you go to a house and you get around something that's very negative, something that's mean, very mean, your body is going to tell you. Do you know that?
Yeah.
So the next time you get around something and you start having that weird shaking feeling, you know already, never mind, there's something bad in there. And you can learn to build on that.
Yeah.
So it's really, really important.
Oh, there was this one kids drawing thing. It was on YouTube, but it was like true kids drawings, and there was one about a little girl who had a friend named Layla, and she was like all bloody and stuff, but Layla was like dead and stuff. But the little spirit girl killed her father and her teacher because she didn't like the way they acted near her. Because they always said, like, they couldn't see Layla, but the little girl could.
Okay.
And then she felt like bad about it. And the Layla it's not a person. Well, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
right? Okay, so that, she said when she finally told her friend that her, like, parents were dead, she didn't really tell it in a way like that. She just said that they were sleeping with, her dad.
Huh.
But the little girl didn't understand that. And that was kids drawing from 2019, so the little girl still probably doesn't understand.
Wow.
Hmm.
Interesting. That's a real interesting one too. It's really, really important. And just to flip right over for a second, Dave was talking about Seeker. Seeker has no problems with that, Dave. I mean, again, Dave, I share the same as far as I don't believe that all shadow figures are negative. what Seeker has come into, and Seeker is over in Ireland, he's come into the shadow figures he's seen have been very negative, which is fine. We're perfectly fine to disagree on a particular topic or an issue, which this is the perfect right there. James, he immediately responded, perfectly fine, no problem,
There was a comment, I think it was from Denali, I guess it was, or it might have been from Crystal. One of them said about, does Holly, do you carry her crystal with you? Because she looked like she could be a healer. So.
Philip was saying the same thing about a healer.
Yeah.
This is, do you have, some people carry particular rocks with them. Crystals.
Yeah, I carry rocks with me. Shiny ones. They're pretty.
Do they rattle very much?
No.
Okay, just checking. Did you
What do you
finally
carry?
catch what I was saying?
What do you carry?
What do you carry?
A little, I don't know. It's like a glossy rock. I painted it.
Okay.
So it's mine forever. No one's allowed to touch it.
But it makes you feel good?
Yeah, sometimes. And sometimes I just throw it at my little sister.
I knew you were going there. I knew she was going with using it as a weapon. Is that when it makes you feel good?
Yeah.
I was scared you're going to say yes to that too. Figures. She seems very caring. You guys must be discussing somebody else because this one don't seem very caring. Yes, Bonnie, I will. I'll make sure I set her up. That's not a problem. Bonnie has set us up with plenty of crystals, and if you want to look at them, and if there's something that you're drawn to, you're more than welcome to go ahead and take something with you.
Look at it.
So I'll get those out for you in a little bit, okay?
Creepy little diamond things.
No. These aren't creepy. Nothing creepy to them at all. It's okay. No
My
skulls on them.
dog's creepy to me.
Your dog is? Why?
She's this big and she's a year old. From the
Okay.
floor.
Okay.
She attacks me. She's
Apparently-
bigger than my mom when she stands on two legs. And my
Apparently
mom's
your
short.
grandmother has a book on crystals if you want it. So
A book?
a book, yep, on crystals.
Sure.
Are you gonna
Oh,
actually
yeah.
Are you gonna actually read it? Because I mean I don't
Well,
waste
yeah,
a
I
book.
like reading sometimes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's
It's,
awesome.
unless it's like fiction. I don't like fiction.
But if you're willing to read it, I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Again, the more knowledge you get when you're younger, the better you are. The more you'll understand things.
When I first got interested in spirits and stuff was when I was 4, when after like the basket and everything, after that, where I read this book in my school's library about it, like haunted prisons and stuff, and it says some negative spirits aren't actually bad,
Hold
but
on.
they just feel that way
Hold on.
because of maybe their death. But it was a book, so
Okay, but
Yeah.
stop. Let's go back. Okay.
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 Back.
My granddaughter's 4 years old.
Yeah.
She ain't reading no books about haunted prisons.
And I like reading books. About
Okay, at
haunted
what age did
prisons.
you start reading books about?
About haunted prisons? 4. When I was
Grandma, Ma, can we
Hang
throw
on.
a flag out on this one or not? I need some backup on this one.
when I was little, I would watch Chucky movies, but I was afraid of the bubble guppies. So how do they move?
Don't look at me and give me a hard time. Okay, I got a lot I could go ahead and go with right now. All right, so just remember that. 4 years old, you were reading a book.
Geese.
Hey Bonnie, hopefully one day she will have a one-on-one with Janie. So she looking forward
what?
to meet Janie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
James talking about it. The shadow figure came across a demonic presence.
What was that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
James,
if you
I think I pretty much summed that up before I saw your actual comment there, that it's what you've experienced, and that's what, all of our information is what we've experienced. So if Tim or Jeremy or somebody else has a different, they're welcome. They just state how they feel and what they've come through in their experiences. So, nobody's calling anybody or having an issue about that. Gotcha. 5 more minutes. Carolyn says she goes ahead and carries crystals as well. A lot of people that have abilities tend to carry a crystal of some sort, or crystals.
I know Janie has one. She carries all the time.
Yeah, it's really, but you want to make sure it's something that you're drawn to. You're drawn to it because your body's looking for it. There's something in you looking for that particular crystal a lot of times. Gina had.
Growing up, I always had thought they were shielded from it by default. Probably heard it from a misinformed adult.
I'm not sure what that was
Yeah, I'm
in
not sure.
reference to.
She
offhand.
replying to Janie. I'm sorry.
Oh,
She
okay.
just replying.
Oh, I see that now in the fine print. I apologize. Jeremy said, I rarely have experience, but when I do, it's big. Hey, go big or go home. That's
big,
what I
yeah,
like.
exactly.
I guess that's part of the drive of what I like about really negative locations. One, it doesn't bother me whatsoever because my faith is extremely strong. I believe that's my biggest protection is my belief system. But because the energy is usually extremely high in those cases, because I don't, people, we go into a location and people will go, oh, you feel how heavy it is in here? No. I got Janie sitting here going, can you hear this? Can you hear this? No. I can't hear it, so to me, it's nothing. So when you go into a very negative location, I can get something out of that. So I can experience what you can experience more often. You can see something, and that's your experience. If I can't, I got to wait till I really have something crazy going on before I get to have that same, to me, that's an experience. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So you get it, unfortunately, you get it more than I do, so I'm jealous.
Because you're old.
Do you have anything you want to share with the viewers of information or input of what
There's other children watching too, so I want you to go ahead and if
I don't know.
well, let me ask you, what would you say to anybody watching, especially any kids that are watching, if they start realizing that they actually can see or hear, or if they hear voices or they see people or whatever?
Well, if you start seeing people, you should tell someone about it. Unlike me, don't be like me.
Just look right up at the camera and tell them.
Just don't be like me. Like, actually tell someone about it, and maybe try to interact with the spirit. What?
I'm not judging. I'm asking. I'm just letting you go ahead and go
We're
with
just
it.
listening to you, sweetie.
I think that's awesome information to give them, as far as to say, make sure, don't be like yourself, make sure they let the parents know. I think that's very, very, I really do. That's very, very important for people watching. Because you have people watching that have no idea at all and probably have never even told anybody that they can hear or see or know that there's somebody else there in their house. Miss Janie woke up one night and there was a bunch of people standing in her room, and they weren't really people, they were spirits. It was a bunch of them. Bam! All of a sudden, they're all around her bed.
Why?
That's how it came.
Question.
But that's how it came to her. It scared her. She didn't know why. Did you know that, like you were talking about the person that showed herself as a bloody spirit? You were talking about the one who evidently hurt. Spirits don't always understand how they're showing themselves to you. So you can sit there, and what you want to say is, please, if anything's here, do not show me in your bad state or in your death state. Don't show me what you look like then. I want to see you without that. So you don't see the negative stuff. You can actually say that.
Remember what Janie told you when we did the little video at Anthony Battlefield in the church?
No.
When she wanted, remember she wanted us to get out, to leave, because she didn't want you to see them in her bad state.
Oh.
It's really important that you have to say,
Was
look.
it after that I saw that woman thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then she said, that we needed to get out. So
yeah,
and we
I
did.
felt something negative too at that time.
All right, what are we at time-wise?
1 minute.
Hey, Tim, thanks so much. He said he really enjoyed it as far as the conversation. Holly, what did James have?
James had, Holly, do you...
okay. Any spirit animals? Do you ever see any animals, any cats, dogs, horses, pigs, goats, chickens, zebras?
One time when we were driving through the battlefield, I saw small animals like bunnies and squirrels, but they were dead.
Are you sure they were dead?
Yes. It made no sense to me.
But you're sure you saw?
Yeah. Bunnies and squirrels, small, tiny animals. Remember I told you that?
I mean, was it just one or two, or were they
Whole
close
bunch.
together, or
Whole bunch.
what about? But did you see them one over there, or were they actually together?
Scattered.
Okay, they were scattered. Okay, that was the word I was curious about. Great.
Real quick, Chris T says, and also know, Holly, it's okay to tell spirits to leave you alone if you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Great advice.
Thanks, Chris.
That is great advice by far. Guys, we're going to get ready to go ahead and jump off here. We have a 2 o'clock show. We hope you join us for 2 o'clock. We will have Holly back on with us at 2 o'clock. Gets us out to even more. Again, we're always promoting into the field as far as to talk to different topics that aren't covered that often. Freddie, you have any shout outs?
No, Holly actually talked more than I did on the show. I was kind of like, wow,
More
that's
than
different.
you
But
did.
no,
Nobody ever talks more than me.
thank you guys for watching. So I'm glad we could have Holly here today. So.
Holly, any shout outs?
No.
You say hi to your
Mom,
you say hi to your
Grandma.
grandma and them?
Say hi to them. Behave.
You better
I don't
tell them
want
hi.
Then you're not coming on any more of my shows, I'll tell you
But I
that.
don't want to say hi for leaving the show.
All right, we'll tell them all bye. Then. Tell them
Tell
thanks
'em
for
all
watching.
bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Don't go all out, all
You
right?
told me to, so I did.
Again, thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. She's fantastic by far. Again, you can see why I'm so interested as far as with having youth around this subject. It's great when they bring a lot of light to it. So with that, love and light, we're all out of here. I got to go around and cut the phone
Right.
off because we're using the phone. We need one more person to sit back there and start it and stop it. It will be fine.
Right.
So we'll get there.
We will.
Maybe that's
All
what we'll do is start having you do that part.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
You
stop
should do
it
it.
for the whole thing.
All right,
love
guys.
and light.
Take care. Hang on a second. You gotta wait till he gets done.
Yeah, I'm standing up still.
You stretching?